Hello and welcome, my loves. Thank you so much for hopping on and joining me today. Today we're going to be working on a little bit of a lower back series. So a lot of people obviously get tight through their lower back, experience a little bit of pain. So it's really important today that you listen into your bodies. If there's anything that's contraindicated for you, such as spinal extension or flexion, if you've got any lumbar disc injuries, please making sure that you listen to the advice of your healthcare practitioners and never doing anything that causes you sharp pain. So to get started today, my loves, we're just going to come into a comfortable position. Now, if seated upright is not okay for you, feel free to send your legs out in front of you, use the wall for support, pop a bolster underneath your hips. I just want to make sure that you're in the most comfortable position for you. So just giving ourselves a little moment here to settle down. And starting to take some nice gentle breaths, just really arriving on the mat today. Maybe close down the eyes, soften through the muscles of the jaw, and relax the tongue in your mouth. From here, we're going to take our left hand, we're going to place that just in the center of our chest. This is to help us make sure that we're breathing and really moving these ribs. Then we're going to bring our right hand, we're going to place it on the lower part of our tummy. This is to make sure that we're breathing really deep in, making the belly move. So from here we can close the eyes again. We're going to inhale through our nose, feeling both of those hands move slightly. On the exhale, open up your mouth and breathe out. Feel those hands move again. Inhale, filling up the belly, moving the chest. On the exhale, squeeze your belly button in towards your spine. Really feel the hand move on the exhale. Repeating again, inhale. Exhale. Continuing this breathing pattern, my loves. When you exhale, really activate those tummy muscles, trying to sit up nice and tall. Breath in. Let it go. 2 more. Last one. From here, bringing the hands down onto the lap, we're just going to roll the shoulders. Inhaling, lifting the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, letting them go. Last one. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, letting them go, and then reverse that direction. Inhale, shoulders back and up. Release them forwards and down on the exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. From here, we're going to take some side stretches. This is to get into that quadriceps lumborum muscle, really give us a nice stretch through the side of the spine. To start with, we're going to inhale, raising the arms up high into the sky, stretch through the shoulders. Exhale, drive the hands down to heart center. Inhale, arms coming up high in the sky. On the exhale, we're going to start to make our way down to one side. Now, maybe this is all we can do today. Try to create as much distance from the top of this hip bone up towards the ribs. If this is where we are, we stay here. If we can come a little bit further, fantastic. Or even maybe that elbow drops down to the ground. Now, again, we're trying to keep this nice, beautiful stretch on through that lower back on that side of the body. Your neck can find any comfortable position, so it can be looking down, looking out, or looking up if that does feel comfortable for you. This way we're getting a little bit more of that rotation through the spine. Soften down through the jaw, relax and breathe, my loves. Breathing here is really important as well because we're going to stretch out more into that back, more into the belly, getting just a bigger stretch, more space. If that knee started to creep up, just make sure we're pressing it back down. We'll take 3 more breaths here, my loves, nice and strong. Again, if it's not feeling great, come out a little bit more and just focus on pressing that hip down and reaching over to the side. Always listening into our bodies. Last one. We're going to create a little bit of energy and pressing actively off that bottom hand. Inhale, bring everything up. On the exhale, bring those hands down to heart center, relax. For symmetry, if you'd like to now fold your legs the other way, you're more than welcome to. If not, that's okay too. Inhale, stretch everything up. On the exhale, take it over to the other side. Nice and gentle again, starting nice and easy, and then working deeper into the stretch, wherever feels comfortable for you. Really pressing down heavy through this hip, opening up this side body, getting into that lower back, breathing deep. Again, there are a lot of different things that can cause lower back tension. We've got a lot of body mechanics going on with our hips that can affect into the lower back, as well as just locally in that lumbar spine region. So getting in all different angles, all different muscles is really important. And really listening into your body to find which one feels like the stretch for you. This might not be it. It might not be in that lateral flex position. Last big breath in. Pressing actively down off that head. Inhale, reach everything up. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Pause. From here, inhale, arms up high in the sky. On the exhale, just have fun with it. Bring the arms out and back down to the ground, maybe twinkling the fingers, circling the wrist, listening to your body. From here, we're going to send our legs out long in front of us. We're going to lift our toes up high into the sky. We're going to try and see if we can just sit up nice and tall. If you need your arms for support, wherever you need, that's okay. We're going to take a nice deep breath in here, lengthening through the crown of the head, pull the toes up. On the exhale, just slowly start to lean forwards and pointing the toes down towards the ground. If this is all you can get to today, that's okay. If we can stretch further down, that's awesome. And again, remembering we're trying to keep the focus on that lower back, so not just the hamstrings. So that means that if you like, you can bend your knees as much as you need to try and breathe and stretch into that lower back. So in this position, we've got all of those beautiful erector muscles through the spine stretching. A lot of fascia that we're affecting here as well. As we breathe deeply, trying to relax into the stretch. Relax the head. If you like, we can take a few little walk backs through the hips. So we'll rock the weight onto the right, we'll lift up through the left glute, and then walk that back and down, repeating on the other side, shift the weight to the left, moving through the right. So this can be really nice, moving unilaterally through those sides of the hips. We'll do about 4 or 6, listening into your body. If this doesn't feel good though, my loves, not doing it, just holding in that stretch. Once you've done about 4 or 6, just relaxing back down. From here, we're going to do a couple of slide outs and then relaxing back in. On the inhale, we're going to lift our head, we're going to lift our toes and elongate our spine. So maybe we're here, maybe we have to come up all the way, just listening into your bodies again. But the focus is to create a long spine and pull those toes up. Big belly breath in for me here, my loves. Exhale, point the toes down, soften down. Inhale, slide out, toes lift up, lift the head. Exhale, melt down. Last one, inhale, come out. Lift, lift, lift through the crown. Exhale, relax down. On this one, we're going to come up all the way. Inhale, pulling the body back out. Keep the chin tucked this time until we come up all the way, and then take a big shoulder roll. Nice work, guys. From here, we're going to end up laying on our back. So I'm just going to make my way a little bit further on the mat. So when I lay down, my head will still be on the mat. And we're going to work on a little bit of core stability, core strength here by rolling our body onto our backs. Again, if there's pain, stop straight away. Use your arms to walk your body down onto your back. From here, connecting into your core, starting to lean back. Now up to you, my loves, you can keep your hands on your lap or even just walk your hands down your legs, or you can raise the arms out in front, a bit of intermediate level, or you can raise the arms up above the head into an advanced level, or making it a little bit more difficult. Making our way all the way down into the ground. You might find this is uncomfortable on your back straight away. In that case, just bend your knees straight away. That's okay. If not, creating a nice long body stretch, stretching through the fingers, stretching through the toes. Maybe give the wrists and the ankles a little circle here. Again, it's all about you, my loves. Find what feels good. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, release. From here, squeezing our tummy muscles, we're going to bring our knees to chest. Inhale, knees up, holding onto the knees. From here, this might just feel like a nice release for the back, in which case just hold. If you'd like to work a little bit differently, we can roll the knees a little right to left, massaging that lower back, or we can do little circles, just listening into your body. Maybe changing that direction. And just finding what feels good for you, my loves. Soften the face, soften the shoulders, breathing deep. Find what works. If it's not working, don't do it, come back. Beautiful, guys. From here, bring those knees back to center, pause. Just notice and honor how the lower back feels. We take another inhale. On the exhale, these feet are going to come down onto the ground with the knees bent. Your hand position is up to you, my loves. You can bring it onto the belly, onto the hips, or down by your side. What we're going to do here is creating a little bit of movement through the vertebrae in the spine and connecting into our core and our deep back muscles. So what we're going to do is take a nice deep breath into the belly. As we inhale, I want you to arch this back. So I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm trying to create a little hole underneath my lower back where my hands could fit if I wanted my hands there. So just arching that back, taking a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, I do the opposite. Imagine that I'm trying to press my belly button down into the ground, creating a little bit of a tilt of the pelvis so that I can actually have my back flat on the ground. Again, if this is painful, don't do it, or just do a little smaller version. So right now I can't fit my hands underneath my back. That's what I'm going for, flattening out that curve. Inhale, arch the back, create space so that your hands could fit underneath the lower back. Exhale, flattening the back down. If you'd like to add on to this on the next one, we inhale, arching the back, bring your arms up high above the head, really arching that back. And then on the exhale, doing the opposite, flatten the back down and bring the arms down by your side. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, flattening down. Last one, my loves. Inhale, rise up, arch that back, create space under the lower back. Exhale, flattening down, bring the arms down and hold. Keep breathing, squeeze your core, flatten out that back. Notice how this feels. Hopefully it feels good. If it doesn't, again, make the movement smaller or don't do it. And then we're going to relax, just find that neutral spinal position for you. From here, we're going to bring the arms out wide into a little T shape, where I'm going to take cactus because I'm quite close to the wall. So either opening your arms out all the way or finding that cactus position, that will just stretch into the pecs a little bit more. From here, we're going to lift our feet off the floor, inhaling up into a tabletop position. Squeeze your tummy muscles, try and find a little flatness of the lower back. We take another inhale. On the exhale, we're going to gently topple our knees over towards the left. As my knees start to go to the left, I'm going to start to look to the right. And from here, we want to be creating a nice big stretch through the right-hand side of the spine. Breathing here nice and comfortable. Relax down through the jaw, breathing comfortably. If you'd like, from here, your arms can change. You can bring your left arm onto the thigh, you can bring your right hand onto the heart center, or just onto the waist, wherever feels comfortable for you. If it was too much of a stretch in the pec, always bringing that right arm in closer towards the body. From here, we're just going to encourage some nice deep breaths into the belly. Again, building on that relationship, thinking about the front of your belly, the back of your back, and the sides of your waist. So that 4 dimensions. Imagining like we've got a little corset allowing that breath to stretch out. Exhale, closing down, or imagining you've got a weight belt on, same principle, breathing all the way around. Nice big release of the spine here. And again, just taking note, does this stretch feel like it's hitting the spot? So is it not feeling like the targeted stretch for you? All about finding what works for your bodies, my loves. We'll take 2 more beautiful breaths here. And then slowly, my loves, those arms are going to come back out into that T-shape or cactus. We're going to inhale, scooping our knees back up to the center point. And we're just going to have a little wriggle around, just readjusting. I'm going to move myself a little bit further away from the wall to perform this side. We're going to inhale, scooping the knees back up high into the sky. On the exhale, allowing those knees to topple over to the right as we look towards the left. From here again, the hands can come onto the body wherever we feel the most comfortable. Breathing deep. Again, thinking about that body expanding as we breathe in all of those dimensions, waist, front and back. Finding what feels good here, hopefully feeling a little stretch through that left side of the body. Trying to effect through that lower back, breathing deep. Try to really focus on the breath. The breath is so important, allowing us to relax, but also affecting those surrounding muscles. Allowing us to stretch a little deeper. We're going to take 2 more breaths here, my loves. Last one. Slowly the arms are going to come back out, offering up that support. Inhaling, scooping the knees back to center. This time bringing the hands back onto the knees and just having that little rock around again. And from this position, we're going to bring the feet back down flat onto the ground. And then we're going to bring our bodies into a little fetal position. So choosing whether you want to go to the right or towards the left, we're going to roll our bodies over onto one side, bending through the knees, cradling through the head, relaxing down, close the eyes. Nice and soft, relaxed in the body. Taking a few nice deep breaths here. Resting, resetting the body before we move on to the tummy. Nice and slowly in your own time, my loves, we're going to roll onto our bellies. So from this position, it's really important that we don't have the legs stuck together. We're going to take the legs out to roughly the width of the yoga mat, or a little bit wider depending on your lower back. From here, my hands are going to create a little cushion for my head. I can either have my head off to one side, or with that cushion, I can pop my forehead onto my hand. Just try to relax here, maybe give the hips a little rock, soften through the shoulders. Breathing it out. And from here, it's important that we engage the muscles. We don't just dump into that lower back. We're going to be feeling a stretch through the tummy and also maybe a little stretch through the back. So from here, I'm going to lift my head off the ground first, engaging through the posterior muscles of the neck. Then I'm going to lift up as far as I can. When I can't actively lift anymore, I'm going to hop my elbows underneath me. Palms are going to be spread, lifting up through the chin, feeling a little stretch. Now this is where we're going to start today, my loves. We can go up a little further into the stretch, but not to start. I'm going to now focus on my shoulders, looping them and pressing them down away from me. So I've really got a beautiful long spine here. From here, as you breathe in deeply into the tummy, you should be able to feel that stretch increase. Beautiful. And from here, I'm going to take another inhale. On the exhale, I'm going to melt back down. This time, maybe bringing your chin to face the other direction or making that little pillow for your face again. This time, we can work a little bit harder if that felt comfortable for you. We're going to lift up the same way, but when we're ready, we're going to press into upward facing dog using the hands, not the elbows. We inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, squeeze your back muscles as much as you can. When you can't go any further, we're going to press down through the hands. This time, either finding cobra again or lifting into upward facing dog. Try to relax your glutes, relax your hips, breathing here. Find what works for you. If this is too much, straight away come down back into cobra. Don't want to push too far, my loves. Press those shoulders down away from the ears. Take 2 more breath cycles. Last one. Big breath in. Exhale, melt down. Creating that pillow again or turning your head to one side. In a moment, we're going to work back into child's pose. So again, there's a few different variations here, so we'll just do what feels best for us. From here, we're going to bring the hands down next to the chest. We're going to inhale to bring our hips up. We're going to melt back into child's pose. So I'm going to wiggle my legs nice and close together. And then I'm going to sink my hips back. Now this version of child's pose should stretch into the back a little bit further. From here we can keep the arms extended or we can reach the arms back around towards the feet. Now hopefully we're feeling a nice big stretch through that lower back. Relaxing down. Taking some nice long breaths, finding what feels good for you. Then from here, we're going to reach our arms back out in front. We're going to inhale to lift up into all fours. Separate your knees so that your knees are underneath your hips. Spread through all 10 of your fingers and stack our joints, our shoulders, our elbows, and our wrists. From here, we're going to take some beautiful little cat-cows. So we're going to inhale into the belly, arch that lower back, and lift the chin. If this doesn't feel comfortable, again, do less or hop back into child's pose. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, we do the opposite. Tuck the chin to chest, round through the spine, pressing up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, coming up. Inhale, flowing down. Exhale, flowing up. Repeating this movement, maybe rocking a little forwards, maybe rocking a little back, and just find what feels good for you. Take your time, no rush, nothing but time. Slowly coming back into a neutral spine, my loves, holding here. And then we're going to finish back on our hips, so you can either cross the ankles over one another and walk it back, or just coming into a seat, however feels comfortable for you. Coming back into that starting position, we're going to bring our head on top of our heart on top of our pelvis. Softening here, dropping the shoulders down away from the ears and just closing down the eyes. Noticing how the lower back feels now. Noticing how the body feels now just after a few simple stretches. We're going to start to close the practice today by taking some nice, long, deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose, filling the belly. Exhaling through the mouth, letting that tension go, softening those shoulders. Inhaling long. Exhaling long. Last one, big breath in. Big breath out. Keeping the eyelids closed, just honoring and noticing where you are today. How we're feeling. Noticing the physical body and how that feels. Noticing the emotional body and how that feels. Noticing the spiritual body. And noticing the mental body. Relaxing down, finding a sense of calm, a sense of peace as we sit in stillness for a moment. Knowing that you are loved. Knowing that you are worthy. Knowing that you deserve to feel good. Connecting into that breath, loving our bodies exactly the way they are. Closing the practice today by unifying our breath. We inhale, sweeping the arms up high into the sky. Exhaling the hands down to heart center as we pause here with hands at heart. The love and the light within me honors and shines in the love and the light within you. Namaste, my loves.